So what do you think when you see someone parked in a handicapped spot and they aren't in a wheelchair or using a cane? Well, millions of people have so-called invisible disabilities that require special accommodations like handicapped parking spaces. But a growing number of these folks, including one local man, say they are being harassed by people who can't see their disability. Fox 5's Jennifer Davis joins us now with that story. Jenny?
Hi there, Laura. Well, in a lot of cases, people are misinformed, miseducated, but they get outraged when they see somebody use a handicapped parking space like this and they're not in a wheelchair. In some cases, they are harassing people, damaging cars, and for one D.C. man, someone left a nasty and racist note on his windshield. 30-year-old DeAnthony White says if you don't know him, then you don't know his story.
From a distance, I'm a tall, healthy-looking, strong guy, so people don't think disabled.
White doesn't typically use a cane or wear glasses, but he is legally blind and has a handicap placard for when he rides in a car to make it safer to navigate parking lots. He used it Sunday when he and his fiancée ran some errands in Silver Spring. When they returned to their car, they found this note on the windshield.
It said, "The only handicap you have is your brain," and the author ended it with a racial slur. And my initial reaction was, one, you don't know if I have a disability or not. All disabilities are not visible.
White shared the note on his Facebook page because he says this isn't an isolated incident, but a growing problem for millions like him with invisible disabilities. They can range from fibromyalgia, lupus, and lung disease to arthritis, epilepsy, and chronic pain, all of which can cause mobility impairments.
Just because you can't see my disability, don't make the assumption that I don't have one.
The Invisible Disabilities Association says when its members park in handicapped spaces, they are often yelled at and harassed. Their cars have been keyed, and many have found nasty notes left on their windshield. Being fat and ugly doesn't count as disabled, read this one. Shame on you, said another. You should be ashamed, said a third. And you don't look like you have a handicap, said a fourth.
I know people it's happened to. I've actually seen incidences where people have been yelled at while getting in or out of their car, and as I said, there's nothing visible.
Apparently, they're misinformed about disability somewhat. When they see people, they expect someone to come out with a cane or in a wheelchair.
And while some may be abusing the placards, most go through a lot to get the much-needed cards.
It's my right to use it when and where I want, and it's no one else's business. I shouldn't have to explain that to anybody.
Now, it's gotten so bad for a lot of people out there. There are products now that can help folks with invisible disabilities, things like bumper stickers. That's what you see here, magnets for your cars. And the Invisible Disabilities Association has also created a pamphlet that people can now call them and order. Then they say folks are passing them out in cases when they're harassed or leaving them on the windshield in case somebody does want to leave one of those notes. But they say it's really important that folks know just because the logo for handicap parking shows someone in a wheelchair doesn't mean that everybody uses it will be in one. Laura?
An interesting discussion indeed, and spreading awareness is the first step.